Packers fantasy football. If you're watching, first and foremost, congratulations. I mean, you made it to the fantasy football playoffs in your respective leagues out there.
Oh, playoffs are, I mean, some people don't start the playoffs to week 15. A lot of them is happening right now, and I know for the waivers and the playoffs, it's not really that big of an issue, but, I mean, Gio Bernard could be. If Gio Bernard is available in your league, I mean, we could be looking at a solid RB2 still on the waivers if Mixon seems to miss a game or two out there.
We're looking at this like if you have, say if this is an auction style, you might as well bid the rest if this is all that could possibly happen.
Yeah, if you got like blind waiver bids, I'd say throw the remainder of your dollars on a Gio Bernard and maybe even the remainder of your dollars on a Peyton Barber if he's still available too.
And Doug Martin has shown absolutely nothing, and Barber racking up almost 20
Named
PPR
the
points
before the game, went out there, got it sexy for you. A couple of guys playing for the Niners here. Marquise Goodwin out there looking good against the shitty Bears out there. I think
career high with the Garoppolo. I think he's his favorite guy. Could keep it rolling.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, Marquise Goodwin, he's got Houston. Houston's been giving it up versus receivers this year, so I think Marquise Goodwin is a good add if he is still on your waivers. And Trent Taylor, another guy who could be decent in PPR leagues for the 49ers. Kind of more of a deep look, more of a deep grab out there than some Trent Taylor. We got some Ricky Seals-Jones, your boy, your tight end. I mean, if you're on one of them Gronk guys, you absolutely, the waiver wire has shit-faced. The waiver wire is so depleted. You're out there, you got the Gronk, he's doing stupid shit, and he's getting suspended. I know he's appealing it, but it's probably going to go over
I feel like to a citizen, he's going to be in jail.
How could you not? Yeah. How do you know? That was some stupid ass shit. Gronk didn't fuck you this year via injury, but he still found a way to fuck you over come the fantasy playoffs, baby. And Ricky Seals-Jones had 16 targets last 3 games for the Cardinals. Found his ass in the end zone a couple weeks ago. I mean, if you're grasping at straws, I think he's the straw to grasp out there at tight ends. Also, Austin, who we got out there?
And if you're in a short bench league, a guy like Aaron Rodgers, he is practicing. Potentially looking at week 15 if you can hold on for one more week, baby. This could be a high ceiling quarterback to win you a league.
Oh, I mean, talking to Aaron Rodgers, I mean, if Jordy Nelson is somehow, people said to hell with Jordy Nelson, I'm going to cut bait on him because he's just been so puke garbage thus far with Hundley. I think Jordy Nelson is definitely worth an ad. I mean, my goodness. I mean, I know starting Jordy Nelson the first time Aaron Rodgers steps back on the football field
in your semifinal game.
It's a little risky business, baby.
But I mean, he was getting touchdowns like madness to start the year. I know he wasn't getting the catches or the yards, but if he can find you 15 to 20 in the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Jordy, if he is on the waiver wire and Rodgers is coming back, that is definitely worth a look. Another bumsky tight end who started off sexy, had you some touchdowns. He's fallen off the shelf, but if, like I said, if you are in position of needing a tight end this week, Austin Seferian-Jenkins is playing the Broncos, and the Broncos are giving up the second most points to tight ends.
Broncos are playing like the worst team in the league right now.
My God, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the Bears went out there and just, oh my fuck, how do you do it? I just called it like 1:30. We're going to lose to 5 Robbie Gould field goals. He's going to feel bad. He's going to feel good about himself, and the Bears are going to feel shitty about themselves, and how the irony is thick. 5 for 5. The only points they score is off the gold toe of the Robbie Gould. And you stupid fucks, Bears. Damn.
You saw it coming. You had
to. It was happening. It was like a story. They couldn't have wrote the story better out there. It was made for a Hollywood movie about fuck the Bears, you know? All in.
All right, let's get into some sit starts here. I think could be the start of the week here. Theo Riddick. If Abdullah still can't go, a great matchup against Tampa Bay. We've given up the 4th most points. Riddick also looking very good. And if Stafford, we don't know what's going on here. They might be looking to run the ball more, or at least give some more dump-offs and not mess with his injury. Theo Riddick could be in for a big catch game.
Riddick could be in for a big one. Another couple of kind of bums. He kind of digging deep on the Frank Gore, but he is playing against the Bills, who are giving him the most touchdowns of running back. So if you need like a second flex, Frank Gore might not be the worst thing for you. And Lamar Miller playing against the Niners, giving up the most yards and points to opposing running backs. All in on Lamar Miller this week.
On the sits, I think you got to look at the other side of the ball. I think you got to sit Carlos Hyde. And, I mean, Houston, it's tough. They're going to have the third fewest touchdowns as well as the second fewest points to running back so far.
Couple of Viking running backs might have to consider sitting if you got any other options. I know these two have been pretty much loving you sexy for the last few weeks, but the Panthers are giving up the second fewest touchdowns and the fewest points to opposing running backs. So I don't know. I think the game's in Carolina too, so I don't know. It might have to be a wait and see. I might have to be a sit on the Martavis and the Latavius and the Jarek.
This is a tough sit, too. You're looking at Jordan Howard coming off a huge bust. Very sour taste in your mouth here.
God.
Going in Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, I think for the most part held Bell in check very nicely. Except besides the fluky play where he had to catch out of the backfield down the sideline. Other than that, I feel like they actually held him in check.
I mean, Perfect is kind of hurting them, but the Bears are just so god-awful shitty. I just don't know if you can start Jordan Howard with any kind of confidence moving forward. I mean, my goodness, Bears are less than 150 total yards at home in Soldier versus like the second worst defense in the league. I mean, my God, Bears. I don't see how we didn't join the coach firing party that the Giants threw today and just get the hell. I mean, why are we doing that? If Fox is there next year, that's fucking riot shit, Bears. Oh, my God. I know I'm rambling about the Bears a lot, but they are fucked. All right, where are we at, baby?
All right, you got to look at the Alex Collins situation. If he is going to play, still the injury that he'll battle with, but if he does play, I still feel like you're hesitant on putting him in your lineup, going against Pittsburgh, giving up the fifth fewest touchdowns.
Fifth fewest touchdowns. Alex Collins, he's not really much of a PPR guy. I know he caught 2 passes last week, but that's not really his game. So if he isn't getting in the end zone for you, he's probably looking at more of a single-digit game. So I don't know, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think I might sit the old Alex Collins this week. We got some Tate and Jones playing the Bucks, giving up the most yards and points to opposing wide receivers all in. I mean, if Stafford plays, of course. I mean, you're probably going to need yourself some Stafford. Because who's out there? Fucking Sean Hill showed up for the pick six. Immediate dispersal of shititude by the Sean Hill. Oh, enter Sean Hill. Cue the pick six.
Another guy I feel like is the start of the week here. Looking at Michael Crabtree. Incredible matchup. Going against KC, giving up the most touchdowns, second most points to wide receivers. Absolutely dying out there to the Jets, allowing...
Curse and Robbie. And I know Robbie Anderson was loving you sexy, but both those guys went over 100 yards.
Not to mention, if Amari Cooper is not back, you already know that Crabtree is fired up, coming back from the suspension. But if Crabtree is the only guy out there with Cooper looking to sit again, this could be a huge PPR game.
Oh, yeah, it could get you sexy for some Crabtree. Another sexy start is Sterling Shepard. They said Eli is going to return as the starter, and the Cowboys are giving up the 4th most touchdowns and the 5th most points to opposing wide receivers. All in on the Sterling Shepard. Probably back in wide receiver 2 even. Maybe, solid wide receiver 3 flex, but you might go out there and give you some wide receiver 2 numbers, baby.
And I don't know why this just popped into my head, but let's talk about another waiver wire guy. How about Josh Gordon?
I got my ass up on some Josh Gordon a few weeks ago,
I got
baby.
him in one listener league.
I'm just saying, I got him in a keeper league. He's kind of just like a 5-week audition for me. See if he can make the squad. So far, so good. He says he needs to get better. I know they were force-feeding him targets.
I mean, 12 PPR points for not playing a game in like 3 years.
That catch he made on that sideline over top of that guy. I mean, coming off the fucking couch. We're talking about 3 years on the couch smoking dope. We're talking about 3 years on the couch smoking dope, come out versus a professional fucking athlete over the top on the sidelines. I mean, my fucking God.
He looked like one of those wide receiver ones that you put your lockdown quarter on and you follow him the whole game. That's what he looked like. He is huge.
Beefy. He's huge. Fucking beefy. Holy fuck, he's a monster.
He's literally like a slightly smaller. He's basically like a 6'4" version of LeBron James.
I mean, he is so beefy. He is like, I mean, he looks like Julio Jones plus 20 pounds out there. He is a monster, and I'm hoping for you, baby. I hope you can keep it clean, baby, because I think you could end up being sexy.
He could be the greatest brown ever.
Hollywood movies. I saw some shit. There was some funny shit. This guy, I liked some comedian the other day, and he was like, I heard Josh Gordon was happy to come back and play for the Browns. Ah, shit, so he is still high. I thought that was some good shit.
Dude, he might be the man, though.
Excited out there. My goodness, looking like the fucking man. That 39-yard catch in the fourth quarter looked some vintage. That looked vintage Gordon out there. Oh, baby, I'm just starting to get a semi just thinking about it.
Get excited about it.
I am. I'm getting a semi.
Right.
What we got here?
Let's find a couple more starts here.
We got some Kenny Stills.
Kenny Stills. These targets are getting out of control.
I mean, double-digit targets, even with the... I mean, Cutler's at the helm, Pepper and Matur. I mean, Devante Parker, I don't think the chemistry's there. Since the ankle injury, Parker really hasn't done dick shit. I mean, you got to think against the Patriots, they're going to be coming from behind a lot. I know the Patriots defense hasn't been that bad as of late, but if you got to go for a flex play, I think Stills is... I mean, Jesus. The guy's looking to get double-digit targets. I don't think there's any way, shape, or form he doesn't do a decent flex play for you.
In games that they're probably looking to lose.
Yeah, I was definitely looking to lose. I mean, they beat the shit out of the Broncos, and my God, the Broncos looking like the worst team in football.
They might be the coldest team in football. Put them against the Browns. I think that's a slugfest.
Triple threat match.
6-9.
Triple threat match. Bears, Broncos, and Browns, baby. Bunch of Bs. The triple B, triple threat match. The shit bowl toilet deluxe. I don't know, Bears. We might not pull out of that one on a victory.
I mean,
we're losing to the Browns. That's happening.
I feel like we eventually...
Josh Gordon's going to whoop the shit out of the Bears week 16.
Like, what happened... In all honesty, what happened to Denver's D? And from the best defense in the league for like 3 straight years,
fucking
it's one of the worst.
Up for like 6 yards, like
one of
week
the
2 or
worst
3.
defenses in the league.
Just getting fucking shredded out there by bums.
It's bad.
Well, you said, I mean, Mike, we're going to get into the start tight ends, and we got to go, like I said, Austin Sperry and Jenkins off the waivers against that shit Denver D. Right down in the end zone.
Let's get us some sits at wide receiver.
I got one more. Goodwin. Start the Goodwin against the Texans.
To get him off that waiver wire. Loves him.
I told the guy to start the Goodwin last week. I mean, if you're in PPR, got like 8 for like 90, baby. I mean,
career highs. I think it might have been 9 catches.
How the fuck are you gonna get more sexy than that from a guy like Marquise Brown? I know he didn't get in the end zone, but that's his fucking ceiling, boys. I did it sexy for you. I did.
All right, sits. A couple of these I don't think are true sits unless maybe you're in like a one flex league and you're really feeling good about someone, but this is more temper expectations.
Really hard, stiff matchup.
Don't get mad and expect 25 points out of these guys in your playoffs. Start off with Doug Baldwin, who almost had an incredible touchdown, but was robbed with a toe touch.
I don't know. I think he might have been in. It was close as fuck.
I feel like it's got to stand.
I think it had to stand. I think inconclusive evidence. I think that should have been a tutty, but he's playing the Jags in Jacksonville. If it was in Seattle, I might, he might not be on this list. But in Jacksonville, giving up the fewest touchdowns, fewest points, fewest yards.
Everything.
So, I mean, I'm not saying
Jack's looking good.
Sit Baldwin, but I think Baldwin is more of a wide receiver 3 this week.
Temper expectations. I feel like it's more going to be volume. Probably not going to light it up in yards, but I think if he can find you the 7-8 catches for 70 to 80 yards, that's probably expectations there. Another guy, Alshon Jeffery, really did not get it going last game.
Aguilar looked like the guy against the Seahawks.
He's the man.
Aguilar has been looking very good.
He did. I think it snapped. I think it was a 5-game slide or 60 or less yards, but absolutely blew it up for about 100 more than that.
They're like second percentage, or like in targets to receptions. I think they're like Wentz to Aguilar is like second best in the NFL as far as like completion percentage.
I think it's passer rating. I think.
Passer rating. That's what it was. My bad.
Second in the NFL.
Second in the NFL when Wentz throws it to Aguilar. And I mean, my fucking goodness.
It's like 140 or something like that. Like 138 passer rating when thrown to Aguilar.
I know I might be sneaking in there. There's some fucking sexy boy keepers out there.
He could.
I mean, my goodness, looking spry. Wentz is going to be.
I mean, he was a first-round pick, so he's got the potential.
He is definitely
second-round
athletic.
player here.
He is definitely a very athletic receiver. Who we got there?
So we're talking to sit the Alshon.
Alshon.
Going against it's at LA here, giving up the third fewest touchdowns and fourth fewest points.
Yeah, the Rams secondary is pretty stiff. Another sit. I think this is those other two guys were like, you know, if you got any sexy options, you sit them, but otherwise you just have to ride out the storm. But this guy, Funchess, I think is a strong sit. Going against the Vikings, giving up the 6th fewest touchdowns, 7th points. We saw what Xavier Rhodes was able to do to Julio
Look at
Jones.
Julio. Look at Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You saw what Xavier... I know this game's in Carolina, but if Xavier Rhodes is going to be locked down on Funchess, I do not think Devin Funchess
has the talent.
I don't think he's the type of player that can overcome a shadowy corner like Xavier Rhodes following him around all game. I think that is the bad news for the Funchess. I think he is a strong sit.
And Greg Olsen looking like he's going to get the go. They probably said he could have gone if it wasn't for them playing on turf, which kind of screwed over his toe or foot or whatever in the previous game. So Olsen will be back, who's more of that possession receiver as well. Getting into some tight ends here. Who you liking?
All in on the Jason Witten going against the Giants, giving the most touchdowns and points to opposing tight ends. I think all in on the Whitster this week. We got Hunter Henry playing against the Redskins, giving up the most yards and the 5th most touchdowns to tight ends. I think Hunter Henry's been kind of getting it going lately. Looking to keep it getting going out there.
Throw it out there.
Talked about Austin Jenkins a bunch already, but he is playing the Broncos, giving him the 2nd most points. So if you are in dire straits, I know it's Austin Jenkins. He's very capable of a 2 or 3 per in PPR. But if you are on the ropes, you hate Gronk, you hate him for being a stupid fucking muscle-bound jack-off and fucking diving on players at the end of the fucking... I mean, what are you doing?
Do you think Belichick likes him?
What are you doing?
Do you think Belichick likes Gronk?
I think he likes the idea of him.
I feel like he's a player that Belichick hates. Don't you think, like,
secretly hates
him and Kraft,
he,
like actually
talks shit to his wife about him. He talks shit to his wife about him.
All right, talk about it all in sit. You got to sit Big Vern going off a 0 to like a 3-point. I mean, seriously, Vernon Davis
falling off the shelf. Looks
has
spry.
gone to
Last
nothing.
2 games, he had 0 like 2 weeks ago.
0 followed with like a 3.5.
Well, that's because I started
like
him in DraftKings. That's because I started him in DraftKings. That's why he fucking sucked that week. Sorry, boys.
Cost you the playoffs
I gave Vernon
somewhere.
Davis the fantasy aids. He fucking collapsed with the big 0. But don't even think about putting him back in there because the Chargers give him the fewest touchdowns. All in on the sit.
And Njoku had a nice touchdown.
Good game.
Very good game. He's shown in spurts that he could be a serious guy, 2-3 years down the stretch
Solid
since he is a
dynasty
rookie.
hold. Solid, sexy, deluxe dynasty hold. But playing against the Packers, giving up the fewest touchdowns and points, I think there's no way you can even consider him.
And one more sit, talk about Watson.
Yeah, Watson.
At Pittsburgh, just not a good matchup there.
Just don't play Ben Watson. He's just not very sexy. He had like 7 PPR points with a touchdown last week. Oh, no.
It's like Mercedes Lewis numbers.
Oh, no. What has happened to you, bud?
Give him that 7.1.
We had some quarterbacks. We had a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of good quarterbacks getting a lot of tough matchups.
Got great quarterbacks with tough matchups.
All these are top 10 boys. A lot of them are even top 5. Talking about
Made
Wilson.
me feel really good about getting a first-round bye in some of these
leagues. You got Russell
leagues.
Wilson or Wentz. You scored yourself a first-round bye. Feel good about yourself because Wilson's playing against the Jags in Jacksonville. Give him the fewest everything to quarterbacks. Wentz is playing the Rams in LA, getting up the 3rd fewest points to quarterbacks. I know there's no way you can even think about benching these guys, but it's just not a very sexy matchup whatsoever.
No, and you got some other guys like Captain Kirk. Got Ben Roethlisberger going against...
I mean, the Ravens, they did lose Jimmy Smith, but I mean, that Ravens D
But
is...
the AFC North is nasty. You
This
heard in the
was a
post-game
slugfest.
interview, AFC North game. from Berg.
That game
It's nasty.
It was dirty, but it was like, ugh, dude, you guys just stop. It's making me feel bad. You're like making people not like football, and that is like the worst thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. Please stop it. Don't. And you see these casual people, I still talk to people at the bars, and they're like, oh yeah, fucking this, fuck, I don't watch NFL anymore, and just, God, what have you done? People watching basketball? Oh.
All right, and of course we got Cam Newton going against Minnesota. Minnesota, like we said, absolutely shut down Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. I don't expect too much to get going. It is in Carolina, which does give them a slight uptick, but very tough matchup.
Yeah. I mean, I know you probably can't stomach to bench any of those guys except maybe Berg, who you probably have somebody else on your roster, but I mean, if you got like a Rivers, he has just been loving you sexy deluxe for like the last 2 months out there.
What about Josh McCown?
Yeah, Josh McCown. I mean, these guys, Alex Smith's been doing bad, but he's playing the Raiders, giving up the 4th most points. And flip it around, same game, Derek Carr is playing against the Chiefs, and they just been shitting the bed as much as shit in the bed can be lately. All right, baby. If you like what you hear.
If you like what you hear, please give us the thumbs up. We truly appreciate it, as well as subscribing below. Leave us a comment, all your sit-start questions.
I know the season's almost over, but you hit that subscribe button. We do get at you early in like the March, back in that ass.
Some of the first guys to get out some 12-team mocks for you.
We did like a mock like the week after the NFL draft happened. We were in that ass. We were getting it done. Please.
And if you watched our rookie video right after the draft, I'll tell you what. We hyped Alvin Kamara.
Oh, baby.
We hyped Evan Ingram. I know he's not a rookie, but we said Adam Thielen 10th round all day long. We said Phillip Rivers is the backup quarterback to get in the team rounds.
You just want to wait till you're fucking... You just want to wait, and right before the boys and men don't wait until the water runs dry, baby. Just for the rest of your life, Phillip Rivers.
Who else did we tote good?
Oh, baby. Fuck. I have to watch back through it all.
But I know those guys for sure.
Oh, those dudes were home run hitters. Hitting on,
Either way.
I mean, telling you to draft and start a rookie tight end and Evan Ingram, I mean, that's some lunacy, and it's panned out sexy as fuck. That's straight crazy balls.
So like we said,
White Viking ride.
Even if your season is over and you're for some reason watching for the comedy or something, I don't know why, but we are out there grinding for you. As soon as the draft happens, all these rookies, we will give you an update on the status, what team they went to, what's their outlook like, as well as get you some mocks.
Because we don't set the bar, we are the bar. That's a wrestling thing, if anybody knows about that shit.
Thank you very much for watching. Best of luck to you in the playoffs, and hopefully see you next week.